Scream 4 is our Ghostface pick for day 20 for the 31 days of Halloween. Released in 2011, this would be Wes Craven's fourth and final time in the directing chair for the franchise following his death in 2015. It would also mark the third time that Kevin Williamson would write for the franchise after writing the first and second, but not the third. He will return to write and direct the upcoming Scream 7. So this one picks up 10 years after the original, and we have Sidney Prescott returning to Woodsboro to promote her new book about surviving trauma, only for a new Ghostface to emerge, targeting a whole new group of teens. So as part of its finest tradition of including a lot of meta ideas in it, this one plays with a lot of the ideas of remakes. It has a lot of parallels to the original Scream. They reference that the killer is trying to do a remake of the original. The new cast is actually really great. We have newcomers Hayden Panettiere, Emma Roberts, Rory Culkin, and a whole bunch of other well-known actors in smaller roles like Adrian Brody, Anthony Anderson, and Marley Shelton as Dewey's sheriff's deputies. And we have the return of our classic trio, Sidney, Gale, and Dewey, which by this point were the soul of the franchise. I don't really have a lot of complaints with this entry. I think it represents the spirit of the franchise pretty well. The evolution of the characters and the events and the universe that they've been building here all really makes sense, and it's surprising that it hadn't devolved into self-parody by this point. But with that being said, the opening teeters that line a little bit and is one of the more out there intros in the whole franchise. One thing that I noticed is how social interactions and social media and all of that were presented in this one, with one of our main characters presenting the idea that one day everybody will be filming their entire high school experience and posting it for the world to see. And basically that is where we went. That is what we're doing now. So one thing that really did happen with this one is it kind of turns out to be this odd man out in the group. The original trilogy released between 1996 and 2000, and it stands as the only one made in the 2010s, with the next entry not coming for a whole 11 years later. So we had 11 years between the third and the fifth, and 11 more years between the fifth and the sixth. One complaint I do have is that there's this weird filter over the movie where everything like kind of shines or has this bright hue to it, and it kind of looks like all the characters have like an aura as they walk around. It's so distracting, and I honestly really hate it. But with that being said, every time I watch this, I do hate it just a little bit less. So I think one day I'm just going to be completely used to it. So this one has a pretty solid climax. The killer reveal is cool. If you haven't seen this, I highly recommend you check it out, especially if you're a fan of the franchise. And if you haven't seen it in a while, I think you should give it a revisit. And I do think I like it more than 5 and 6. And join me next time for our horror comedy day.